Hey everybody. I thought I'd take this time out to talk a little bit more about Season. I know Matt, I think that's his name, of Tails channel, has talked about this, promoted this a lot, and has even posted a video where I talked about it recently on their Facebook page. And I thought I'd kind of take time out to kind of explain exactly what they're trying to do. You see, for years, and this is hard to believe, but for years, there's been this webcomic called Season 3, basically called Season. Season with the number 3 in the middle. And it's mainly been based somewhat on what Season 3 would have been like, according to the late, great Ben Hurst. God rest his soul. He's watching from above and seeing that fans are going to accomplish what he set out to do, or originally set out to do. But you see, mainly Season started out as a webcomic that, I printed out some issues. I don't know what I did with them. I think they're in storage. And they basically are based around the first few episodes. Some of the episodes, like, I'm assuming these episodes are exactly what not Ken, but Ben Hurst was setting out to do. And some of them are entitled something like The Journal, and stuff like that, where it's basically, I think the first few episodes, according to these webcomic adaptations, would have introduced us or gave us an idea of who Sonic's parents were. I could be wrong. We would find out a lot more about Snively's ascension to the top, to finally ruling over Robotropolis, stuff like that. And, just basically what was being set out, what Ben Hurst wanted to set out to do for this third season officially, you can kind of see in these webcomics that were started years ago. And I mean years ago. Ever since SaturdayMorningSonic.com, SatAmSonic.com got started, they were basically places where you could read this comic, this webcomic, and kind of get an idea, even though you were reading it, what Ben Hurst originally probably had planned for the future, for that season 3. I mean, he initially, as he has said in the bonus features, I think on disc 4 on the Saturday box set, he said basically there was going to be a lot of things taking place. Tails was going to rise to his own ascension, discover some great power, which would be discovered through some accident that the great power he would discover would either cause or he would use to save Sonic and the others, or something like that. Of course, he said he wanted to do a love triangle with Sonic, Sally, and another freedom fighter. And there would be a lot more. And one thing that always stuck out in my mind that he typed up online before he passed was, he basically said, and this is the one thing that stuck out in my mind, is that he said it would have been a whole new ball game for the characters in season 3. And from what it sounded like to me, in my personal opinion, from what I read, is he had more than just season 3 planned out. He was planning to basically do a couple more seasons after that, from what it sounded like. From what it sounded like, he at least had one more season at least in the works that he wanted to bring to life, and that would have been season 4. But unfortunately, because season 3 never saw the light of day, season 4 was, just a thought, just a picture in his mind of what he wanted to do. It was just that. It was just a thought that was placed indefinitely, in the vault, into a vault, if you know what I mean. But to me, that's basically what I kind of got. That's the impression I got from from reading what he said about season 3 being a whole new ball game and stuff, and the fact that we would have a certain Red Echidna finally make his animated debut then in season 3, which again gave me the impression that season 4 would have been made. I just have this feeling, I've always had this feeling that he had more than just season 3 planned and worked out in his mind, that he was planning to probably work on a 4th season, maybe even a 5th season. But again, because of the cancellation of the series, thanks to ABC and the new people in charge of the children programming network or department, that was never meant to be. So unfortunately, we never got a chance to see that. But what really kind of got me though was it was the show itself was still fresh, and Dick Entertainment along with Sega could have easily marketed it towards any other network. You had the Fox network that was running good. You had the Kids WB that was up and coming right at that time. And most importantly, you had CBS. And CBS had, around that time frame, had developed what was known as the Action Zone block. And what better show to play alongside the new Red Sky edition or Red Sky seasons of TMNT, the original TMNT, the new Wildcat show, and Skeleton Warriors than SatAM. What better show than that, if you know what I mean? But unfortunately, that never occurred either. And even when you watch the DVD sets and you watch the final episode and you see how it ends, you always keep getting this feeling of what was next, what was going to happen. So to me, I've always still had that feeling. I mean, even when I carefully edited all 4 final episodes, which I consider the Doomsday Saga, and when carefully edited together, I consider the Doomsday Project movie. Every time I watch it, and I especially watch that last scene in the last episode, it's like, at the end of the movie, it's like, to me, it's like there's more to it. There's got to be more. I want to see more. And unfortunately, we never got that chance. But now, Matt, Laura, and those that are working alongside them to make this happen, make this season 3, as it's being dubbed, season, what they're doing is they're trying to do what Ben Hurst wanted to do. They're trying to fulfill his wishes. Fulfill the wishes that he had, not just for himself, but for the fans. He wants to give back, to basically fulfill his dream of having that season happen. And when you think about it, it's like I said in the video, the way they got it worked out, potentially, is to have it made, and from what I can see, from what I can understand, after an episode or 2 is made, they will upload it onto YouTube for the fans to see. And potentially what that could lead to is you could have, possibly Sega. You could possibly have some animation studio out there like Dick, or like Cookie Jar, I should say now, or whoever, see this and say, you know what? This would be good as an official series on television. And before you know it, it could lead to something, fans had been waiting for a long time. It could lead to that. And to me, by doing this, by basically fulfilling his wishes and finishing what he started and fulfilling his dream of having that season made into an animated form, to me, it has the potential to do exactly what a lot of fans want done officially, and that's have some animation studio out there, have some network or cable channel out there, along with Sega, come out and say, you know what? Let's make this official. Let's make this long lost season official. Let's bring it back. Let's bring SatAM back. And to me, this is the first step. But even if that does not happen, this is still a great opportunity for fans to finally see this long lost season in animated form. And I have to really commend Matt and Laura for doing this. I mean, Laura came out herself on her YouTube channel. And she's even come out with other voice talent, has shown that she has talent beyond just doing one voice, but doing the voices for other characters. But Laura herself actually came out and on camera did her own impression of Sally Acorn's voice, and then along with animation, had her voice added to that. It shows you how dedicated she and Matt are to getting this done, and whoever else is working with them. So to me, I really pray and hope this goes well for them. Because the way they got it planned out, folks, is they plan to basically, like I say, from what I can feel, from what I can tell, because it would make the most sense. It would make the most sense is after they've animated an episode or two officially, fully animated it, and get it done. From what I can sense is they'll probably upload that episode or those episodes onto the YouTube channel, and then while people are watching those episodes, continue to finish animating the other episodes, and then in time upload them onto the YouTube channel as well. Kind of be like in a sense of, let's say, the episodes of Sonic the Hedgehog 4 video game. Episode 1 came out, of course, when the game debuted, and then we all constantly waited for episode 2, and after a while it finally came, and now we're all probably waiting for episode 3. But we don't know when that's going to happen. So, but again, this is the best opportunity we're ever going to have to see this season animated. And again, it could potentially lead to bigger things. Like I mentioned, it could potentially lead to Sega saying, along with a cable channel or a network and another animation studio, saying, hey, what you guys are doing is great. People love it. We're hearing you getting a lot of good positive responses and feedback. Let's make it official. And even if that doesn't happen, it's still allowing us fans to realize the dream visually of what Ben Hurst wanted to see done. So, my personal opinion is I feel this is a great opportunity. I mean, if I could animate myself, and if I had the time to write a script, I would. But I'm definitely throwing my support out there for this. And a lot of you out there that are longtime Sonic fans or are new Sonic fans and have seen SatAM and have enjoyed it, I strongly suggest you support this. Because even if it's just this way, even if we just get in this way, at least it's something. Kind of like what Eddie LeBron did with the Sonic fan film. When we saw that spec film, if you will, even if we're just going to get that, even if all we get is that as a Sonic movie of any kind, then so be it. But if Season gets the positive feedback that the fan film got, then the potential is there. Because according to rumors, the fan film possibly will lead to a live-action CGI movie or whatever for Sonic officially in the future. And if that could happen with them, think what could happen potentially for Season. But again, even if that doesn't occur, this is still the best thing.